today's meeting on blissful awareness is a good opportunity for all of us to get drenched in the spiritual teachings and spiritual environment which boosts us to to go deep within, gives another chance to dive within to see how things are going, and if anybody has something to say or speak, you can always unmute yourself and speak or post your comments here. So we will start with one of the comment which Madhuri has given, which is basically she has shared one video in which it was said that she has written that I could not get it clear. That is seeing action in inaction and inaction. It gets poetic. I'm trapped somewhere. Can you make this clear in satsang? Actually, this is one of the shloka in Bhagavad Gita from chapter 4, shloka number 18, which says, Karmani akarmayah pashyet, akarmani cha karmayah. Sa buddhiman manushyeshu, sa yuktah kritah, na karma kritah. The meaning in simple words is the wise one sees action in inaction and inaction in action. That wise one, even though fully engaged in actions, does not ever perform any action. So you are right, it is poetic, but it is beautiful. Why beautiful? Because it's not just simply poetic, it has got layers of knowledge into it, which can be interpreted in several ways by several seekers and several teachers. So everyone is free to interpret it, and that going, diving deep into it will take you into your own understanding of what is being said. So, one, he talks about the wise man. The wise man sees what? He sees that even if there is some actions happening, in reality, there is no action is happening. That means he sees action in inaction and inaction in action. So, first say that although the actions are happening, but there is no action in it. That means inaction in action. Now, what does it mean? It means that, I mean, everybody is free to give their own interpretation, and those who are joined on the call can also express their views on it. Karmani akarmaye. When no action is happening, still there is a lot of action is happening. Or when the actions are happening, but on behind there is no action is happening. So let us take one by one. That there is a lot of actions happening around you, but there is something which is still untouched, which remains ever untouched, which does not get impacted by it. That is always inactive in always going around. And everybody can connect that sometimes in their lifetime, some moments, even if there's chaos around you, there is all things are going haywire. But by some grace, by some inexplainable means, there is total peace within you. And the opposite also is true. Sometimes everything is very peaceful around you, but somehow inside there is a lot of unrest, there is a lot of restlessness. So is it not that the one who is who you are, not in terms of intellectually understanding who you are, but the one who really you are, which can never be separated from your beingness, the presence, the one which you are, is ever inactive, even if all the actions may be performed or are being performed. So, this is one meaning, that even if all the actions are happening around you, you are never performing any action. By your mere presence, the actions are happening. Like an example is many times given that sun is not performing any action. The rays of the sun, when they fall on the tree, the leaves, there's chlorophyll there, and whatever, it gets converted into glucose and energy and things like that. When the sun is there, the whole earth becomes vibrant. The whole life is present in the earth is because of the sun. If the sun is not there, there won't be any life on the earth. Now just imagine, is the sun creating the life? Is the sun doing any action in making the life, or any movement which is happening cannot happen without the presence of sun? But is sun doing anything here? Same way, you being there is the prerequisite of any action to happen. And if you are not there, there will not be anyone to say whether the action is happening or action is not happening. So either way, your presence or your being there is the first thing for which before which any action can happen. But at the same time, that beingness is ever untouched by all the actions which are happening around you. So both the things are true, that even while all the actions are happening, you are ever pure, ever ever blissful, and ever never a doer. And at the same time, the other part of it is that akarniya cha karmaya means inaction, and action in action, inaction. When there is, let us go to another level, at a lower level. Suppose a person is not doing anything, in the sense physically not doing anything, and he's sitting at one position. Still his mind is active, still his mind is going haywire here and there. So that means lot of action is happening, although apparently he is not performing any action. So that is action in action. That means nothing is happening, but the mind is active. So if we talk actions, there are three types of actions. One is physical, some action is performed through the body. Second is the speech, the words which you speak. And third is the thoughts. So even while you are not acting, you are not speaking anything, you are not doing anything with the body physically. However, your mind is very active. So that is action in inaction. This is one way of interpreting it. And the other is inaction in action. Although the body is performing several activities, the speech is happening, still inside nothing is happening. Inside, there is no effort involved in speaking or doing that action. So that is inaction in action. Now, this is relative. The more subtler is that there is no doer. If there is no doer, there is no action. Action can happen only if there is a doer. So if the doership is taken away, if the knowledge downs in such a manner that there is no doer, even though actions are there, but in the depth of it, you know there is no actor. There is no one who is performing those actions. And that will be a different state of understanding. That will be a different level of your being there. Just by your presence, everything is moving around, but you yourself is not moving around. That is the beauty of it. Now, the second part is that wise men, that wise one, even though fully engaged in actions, does not ever perform any action. Sa yuktah kritah, na karma kritah. He is fully engrossed in amidst the action, but he is not performing any action. I hope this is clear to all, or if anybody wants to speak anything on it or express their views. I think Rajiv has sent a message. Who is wise or can be called wise? It's the one who is not engaged in any worldly activity except what is bare minimum necessary for the mind body structure to survive adequately, as long as it is there. So he or she appears to be completely inactive in worldly or bodily pursuits, but there is greater pursuit going on in this inactions at the background, and that is contemplating on self and abidance in self essence all the time. And whatever is getting done, if there are any worldly engagements due to prevailing social and family situations, he or she performs it in complete awareness. So there is inaction in action. To say while action is appearing, there is no attachment or detachment to it. Very nice, Rajiv. Thank you so much for elaborately explaining it. So is more or less exactly same as I was also talking that if there is awareness, you have brought another word that if there is awareness, then there is you are detached and at the same time you are fully attached, meaning that there is no running away from actions and there is no running after inaction. And that is the state of non attachment. Neither you are attached nor you are detached. So it's always talked in negative terms that there is no doer, even if actions are happening outside, inside you are merged or immersed in that which is not doing anything at any point of time. That is what the experiencer is. That is what is pure existence. And in that pure existence, non-duality, there is only you. There is no other. And these words are not to be understood intellectually. These words are to be lived, like blood running in the veins and arteries, which keeps this body alive. Same way, if this teaching goes within you at the core, because this is what it is, and it is not that you have to have faith or believe that this is true. It needs to be experienced, it needs to be imbibed, it needs to be seen that this is how things are, not a mere blind belief on somebody or on some scripture that it is written because Krishna has said, because some very great guru has said. No, no. See it yourself. If you're not convinced, ask your teacher or the guru. He will make it clear. And he won't force you to come to his viewpoint. He will just say, I see it like this. Do you also see it like this? If you say yes, then there is no problem. If you say no, I don't find this to be correct, then he or she will explain to you in some other words. If that is understood, fine. Otherwise, you may disagree on certain points with your teacher also. It's not that you have to close your intellect and experiences, keep aside your experiences and agree to whatever Guru is saying. You have to use your intellect. But at one point of time, you find that whatever Guru has said or is telling is absolutely right because he has seen it all. He has done it all. Otherwise, why you will accept him as your guru, right? So in the end, that faith comes. In the end, the love comes. In the end, that connection do come. And when that connection happens, when that attachment is there with the guru, and not exactly the personality of the guru, but what he is saying, what he is talking, what he is teaching. If that is tried to understood, then all problems get resolved. All everything dissolves into your own being, and that guru is available with you 24/7. Not 24/7. Each second, each there are how many seconds in a day? 24 into 60 into 60. Those many seconds it is there with you. Madhuri has said that that is sending energy from thoughts and sometimes fear also. So, what is the question? Like catalysts are not involved in the reaction, they are not doer, but in its happening, in its presence, everything is happening. Yeah, that is right. So, kind of merging with the Guru Tattva. Yes, yes, yes. So, Tattva means what? That which cannot be taken away. And Guru, as a personality, is what? He is similar to any human being, any person who is living on this earth. He is eating, he is walking, he is sleeping, he's sometimes angry, he's sometimes loving. All those traits will be there. But behind those traits will be something hidden which cannot be understood by intellect. And that is called Guru Tattva. That is called the essence of the teacher. And that is what you are. That Tattva is also within you. So the real teacher or the true teacher connects you with your own Guru Tattva, the teacher which is residing within you. He, the teacher or the real Guru, the real teacher will never makes you dependent on him. He will not showcase uh, what do you call chamatkar. I mean, some show business that I have these many special powers. I will take away your sorrow. I will fulfill your desires. But in his presence, the desires get fulfilled. In his presence, the desires get nullified. In his presence, the questions get stopped. And when I say in his presence, that is not necessarily a physical presence. That simply means that you feel connected. That simply means that ultimately you are connected with your guru, which is within you. Ultimately, you are. Unless that happens, the guru will not rest, in fact. And rest in the sense he will not be satisfied that you are progressing. So after a while, the guru says that there is no difference between the disciple and himself. Because in reality, there is no difference. In reality, there is only oneness. In fact, there is no difference between a criminal and a person who is doing good deeds because there is no doer. But that cannot be understood by all, that cannot be understood by society. So there will be norms, there will be punishments, there will be crimes, and there will be good deeds. However, at the level of non duality, and when we say at the level of non duality, it simply means that only the non duality exists. It doesn't mean that there are different levels, that one level is non dual, other level is dual. That is just to satisfy the intellect. If that be the case, then non-dual can never become dual, and the dual can never become non-dual. It is not a becoming, it is not a happening, it is not a doing. There is no doer. Because for doer to be there, there needs to be a action which is being happening by that doer. So that's what the shloka says, that even while everything is happening, actually there is nothing happening. And even while there is nothing happening, everything is happening. Now, this becomes difficult to understand, but this is how the things are, because intellect will never be able to grasp what is really happening and whether anything is happening. So there are new Vedanta and other such philosophies which have come up now, which says the word never existed. Even now, when you are seeing, talking, hearing, it is not there. So, I mean, whatever way you try to grasp it, there is no one who is actually grasping it. Because for grasping to happen, there has to be any change which is required for that grasping to happen. And therefore, there is no observer which is different from what is being observed. Because if observer is different from the observed, observation cannot happen. And if they are same, again observation cannot happen. So it is beyond intellect. It is beyond any understanding. It is beyond mind. Because mind itself is known only when it changes. If there is no change, there is no experience. Like the earth is revolving on its axis for very at a very high speed, and at the same time it is revolving around the sun. So if I don't know the numbers exactly, but maybe it is revolving around the sun at a speed of around 2 lakh kilometer per hour, and it is revolving on its axis at a speed, if you are on the circumference, of around 1800 kilometer per hour. But do you ever know it? If you sit in a car and run at, or the car is running at say 120 kilometer per hour, the whole car will be shaking. And we are talking about 2 lakh or 3 lakh kilometer per hour, whatever is the number. You can Google it and check it. But we don't feel that. Why? Because the movement is happening, but actually there is no movement happening because there is no delta. The change is happening, but that change is not changing in an incremental manner. So it appears as if it is stationary. So we are talking about one step behind it, that if there is no change, there is no experience. And what we see physically is if there is no incremental change, there is no experience. It is only inferred. I hope it is clear. And if it is not, then somebody may like to put it in his own words and make it clear. Madhuri has said that if Guru is already within us already, then why not we connect to that outside, that without a meeting a Guru outside? So the question is that if Guru is already within us. No, what I said was if the Guru essence, Guru Tattva is within us, then why not we connect to that without meeting a Guru outside? So you are saying why can't we connect with that Guru Tattva without having a physical presence of the Guru? If, if that is the question, then there can be exceptional situations who can connect with Guru Tattva directly. But I have not come around anybody like that in my whole life or heard about it or known about it. Because the Guru in a physical form is required when you are a very small kid. So then also somebody is there to guide you in the right direction. That is your Guru. Your first Guru could be your mother, your father, then your teachers, your friends, the air, the water, everything is your Guru. The earth, the sun, all these principles, the rules, they are your Guru. The air flowing is your guru. The butterfly is your guru. A, a bird can be your guru. A small insignificant being can be your guru. Why? Why we say that guru? Because that can be sufficient to connect with your guru tattva within yourself. Now, when we talk about spirituality, we are more particular that the one which connects you with your own essence, although you were never separated, but the one which shows you that you were never separated is your guru. So let us call that person as Sadguru. Now, what is the difference between a guru and a Sadguru? The Sadguru is the one which is the final guru, which is the end of the journey, which has connected you with the Guru Tattva within yourself. And there is nothing which he wants in return, he or she. He's just here to show you the way that how you are connecting with yourself. He is just here for your own benefit, for your own sake. So he is the last guru, so to say, in a in a relative word, in a relative sentence, we can say that he is the end of journey, the end of spirituality. Because there is nothing beyond after that. If you are still looking for something, okay, I will get an exotic experience, I will know what others are thinking, all my desires, they will get fulfilled as soon as they arise. There will be some element of, I mean, you become ever like a like whatever you think happens. If you think that is what is a sign of spiritual progress, then unfortunately that is not, because you can get caught up there also unless there is the fundamental basic knowledge imbibed, not just heard, not just listened, but it becomes core of your being, that I am the one which exists, and I am the one which is ever existing. I am the one which ever existed. There is nothing beyond and nothing after it to be known. If I have known who I am, and this can never be known who I am, it can never be known by the mind, what is the source of the mind. Yet it can always surrender to itself that yes, this cannot be known. So, whatever we say, it is non dual, whatever we say, it is unknowable, whatever we say, it is experiencer, a witness, or whatever. These are mere words, they don't carry any meaning with it. They are words, simple words. So, when the meaning is known, then the words lose their significance. And when the meaning is known, then the meaning also somehow get get merged with the beingness. And when the beingness happens, it brings along with it the silence, the love, the inaction in action, and action in inaction. So then, whatever is happening while being performing all the actions, he or she does not perform any action. So there is nothing to leave and nothing to grasp. And whenever there is total grasp, everything is left. Everything that, other than grasping in that moment, everything else is lost. It is not there, as if it is not there. And when everything is left, everything is gained. So at the same time, both are contrary to each other and both are complementary to each other. So the contradiction and complement both happen simultaneously. Then the paradox is understood that how action can happen without there being any actor, and how inaction can happen when Everything is happening around you. So, a guru outside in a physical form is required till the time you don't get connected to the guru essence which is within you. Once that happens, the outside guru is also connected with the essence which is within him or her. And you are also connected with the same essence which is within you. Then where is the difference? That essence is one. It is not that his guru essence is different from your guru essence. Then you have not understood what guru essence is, guru tattva is. So another is it is another question from Madhuri. Is it they resonate at same level? Then this connection will be made. No, no, no. It's not that they resonate at the same level. It is that they are one and the same. If they resonate, that means there are two, and they are thinking alike. They are being alike. They are living in similar way. It's not exactly that because the Guru Tattva is not about thinking. It's not about knowing. It is not about any expression. It is the ultimate knowledge about yourself that you cannot be known. Then where is the difference? The one which is unknowable. You cannot say it is different and you cannot say it is one because it is unknowable. So that essence is Guru essence. That essence is your own essence. See, you can say it Guru essence, you can say it true essence, you can say it is the ultimate reality, you can say it is unchanging. These words indicate towards the same substance which is everywhere, which is not absent from anywhere, yet it is not apparently available as something which can be known through the senses. So I hope it makes some sense, whatever we discussed today. And in case it has not made something clear, rather it has complicated further, then please feel free to ask on this or on anything else. Otherwise, today's uh, Avdut Gita shloka also is similar. I mean, you can read anything. He says, Gagan Pavana Nahi Satyamiti, Dharani Dahno Nahi Satyamiti, Yadi cha ek nirantar sarva shivam, Jalada Chakatham Salilam Chakatham. That means what? All the five elements he has negated, that they are not true. Like he says, the space is not true, the air is not true, the earth is not true, the fire is not true. Then he says that when everything is what is only you, the Shiva, nobody else is there. Then he gave an analogy and explanation of what he is saying is that then is the clouds different from the water? So what he actually means is perhaps I don't know what he really means, but what one of the interpretation is that he's saying the gross form is water, the subtle form is cloud. Jaladha is cloud and Salilam is water. So the gross form is cloud. Sorry, the gross form is water and the subtle form is cloud. But are they different? When we say cloud, is not water actually in it? And we say water is not the subtleness of cloud is imbibed in the water. Are they different? Are they not H2O? So, same way, this body is gross, but this body, can it exist without the mind, which is subtle? Now, the subtleness is also as inert as the body is, like ice and water. If we take one more analogy, which is even easier to understand, that ice and water, they are same, but their shape, their use, their utility, their experience is different. So you say gross word or you say subtle word, they are both one and the same. So all the five elements, be it in the grosser form or in the subtle form, they are all inert. Then what is the truth? The one which is knowing this subtlest of the experiences is the truth, which is not changing. In its presence, everything is happening around. So if anybody will like to speak up or ask anything, they're most welcome on anything what we discussed today or something else. I think if everybody is available to the silence in the deepness of their own existence, that is what the objective is. That let there be no questions, let there be no answers, let there be what you are, because that is what it is. There cannot be anything but what you are. That is the essence. And that essence, you can call it Guru Tattva, the essence of the Guru, or you can call it true essence, you can call it witness, experiencer, you can call it whatever name you like to give. You have a choice, complete freedom. But it should become a reality which is more real than the physical world. Because the physical world cannot exist without you being there. But theoretically, you can exist even when the physical world is apparently missing. Like the physical world is missing when you are dreaming. There is another word which is more subtle word, but you are still there. And when there are no dreams, you are still there. So apparently, you are there even when the word is not there. But this is not actually a very correct statement because you cannot know yourself without the experience being there. When we say word, that means in simple words, it is experience. Only the state changes, only the experience changes, but you remain the same. But in the ultimate knowledge, in the ultimate reality, the experiencer and experience are not different. That is where the knowledge ends. That is where the knowing ends. That is where the spirituality ends. That they are not two. In fact, they have even not said that they are one. Somehow, the great saints, the sages, they they did not say it is one. They just said it is not two. The experience and the experience are not two. The Shiv and Shakti are not two. The observer and the observed is not two. The seer and the seen is not two. Thinker and the thought is not two. Perceiver and perceived is not two. So these relativities can keep on continuing. The sun and the sun rays are not two. The gross and the subtle are not two. So at different levels, you can understand it. That the unity of water and Clouds are not two. Water and ice are not two. The wave and the ocean are not two. The drop of a ocean and the ocean are not true. The earth and the pot made up of earth is not true. The plastic and the bottle of the plastic is not true. In the same way, the plastic bottle and any other object which is made up of plastic are not true. They are simply plastic. The mind and the thoughts are not true. The thoughts and the knower of thoughts are not true. They are apparently true, but they are in reality not true, not two. This is what we call as the Guru Tat. You don't find any contradiction between whether there is doer or whether there is no doer, whether there is action or whether there is no action. There is always an action when everything is silent, and there is always a silence when everything is happening around you. So the silence is never broken. Even if you are speaking, that silence remains. If the silence is broken by noise, then you have never understood what the silence is. If the restfulness, if the calmness, if the peace is only there when everything is very good around you, then you have never understood what calmness and peace is. If you are happy only when everything around you is as you expect it to be, which is never possible, but theoretically, then you'll get bored. Then you'll get bored very easily. Unless there is a challenge, there is boredom. If there is no challenge, there is total boredom, right? If there is no sorrow, what is joy? If there is no horror, what is a movie? If there is no comedy, if there is no thriller, if there is no suspense, can it be called a movie? The movie is because it is unknown. The fear is because there is unknown, and nothing is ever known. Whatever you think you know is actually unknown. So the one who thinks that he knows nothing. And the one who knows that he knows anything, he doesn't know anything, knows everything. Because that's the end of it. It is unknowable in one word. The essence is unknowable. There ends the spirituality. And you are that essence which is unknowable. Now, what do you want to know? What do you want to ask your guru? You want to ask your guru what is unknowable? What will he say? He will just say, go within yourself and try to find who you are. And if you are able to find who you are, come and tell me who you are. So it is unknowable. The answer is not there. And when the answer is not there, the effort to get the answer will be dropped. And then all the questions will be dropped. And once the questions are dropped, the answer emerges on its own. Because there is no conflict then, there is no effort, there is just surrender, there is just love, there is just bliss, there is just peace, there is just you. There is no difference between you and I then. The I becomes you and the you becomes I. They are non dual, not two. Because the essence of you is unknown, the essence of I is unknown. We can call it emptiness. The essence of ice is water. The essence of water is water. The essence of cloud is water. Where's the difference? The essence of a bottle made up of a plastic is plastic. The essence of a plate made up of plastic is again the plastic. Where's the difference? So if anybody wants to speak up or ask or talk or share, most welcome. Otherwise, we may close here for today's discussion. I hope it was useful. I hope it was not very something which you did not connect with. And if there is something which you did not connect with, then please feel free to talk about it, to speak about it. Madhuri has sent one message. At some level, law of cause and effect also goes away, and happening is left in silence. They are not two, so words becomes insufficient. Only we can say it is unknowable. Yeah, there is no one to say it is unknowable because the one who is saying it is unknowable is actually is known, right? So the one which is unknowable can only say it is unknowable. Whatever you think is knowing the thoughts is also known. And whatever is known cannot be said to be unknowable. So in I mean, here the words will fail you. The words will really fail you. The meaning will fail you. The being will remain. And that being is unknowable. That being is the essence. That being which remains after taking out everything which is knowable is unknowable. The being which was ever unknowable is unknowable. And that being is not two. That being in you is not different from the being in me. So you and me lose their significance. They don't exist anymore. That is non duality. Unless that is reached, not reached, that is ever there, it is known. Till that time, non duality has never been seen. It may be intellectually understood, but amidst the actions happening around you, if you don't see that non duality, then you have never known what is non duality. It may be remembered, it may be repeated several times that I am non dual, that the whole world is non dual. But how everything is non dual? Because there was no duality to begin with. If you cannot see non duality right now, right here at this moment, then how can we say that the non duality is ever known? Who will know that non duality exists? Who will ever know it? Therefore, it is called unknowable. And it is so empty, it is so devoid of change that it is called emptiness, shunya. It is the essence, therefore, it is called true essence. In that true essence, there is no difference between experiencer and experience. That is non duality. There is no one to say it is non dual. Can you say it is non dual? If you say it is non dual, there is one who is saying and the one who is, which is being said. So dwell upon it. Don't believe anybody. Don't believe anybody. Just spend some time with yourself. Just spend some time in that beingness of what you are, in that surrender that I know this cannot be known, lies the beauty of knowing anything, any point of time which is significant. Otherwise, we collect lot of garbage. Let that garbage be thrown And when you know that throwing away or taking is same, then garbage loses its significance, because each garbage will take you to the source of what the garbage is, which is you yourself. You are the source of all garbage and you are the source of all beauty. You are the source and you are the one that is exhibited. There's no difference. There's no difference between the knower and the known and the knowledge. And the knower, known, and knowledge becomes one. Rather, when it is known that they are one, then the knower disappears, then the known disappears, and then the knowledge disappears. That is called surrender. That is called love. That is called bliss. And that is called blissful awareness. So, if we are done with today, nobody has to add anything or delete anything. We stop here. I will stop here and we'll see you next time. Thank you so much for taking your time out and listening to all whatever is being said. Thank you so much.